Well, here's a confusing headline if ever I saw one. This is from TorontoSun.com, which of course is in Toronto. The headline says TO cops pulling out of Pride unfortunate. Does anybody know what that exactly means? You got to know what TO means. You need to know what Pride means. Okay, let's venture a guess. TO means Toronto, Ontario, and Pride is a code word for homosexual. Okay, so they're... Oh, that's gross. Okay, let's not even talk. We won't even think about it. That's nasty. Okay, let's go ahead and read the article. It says, in light of Toronto police officially deciding... Okay, let me change screens so you can actually see what I'm reading. There we go. In fact, let me see if I can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, we still... Okay. All right. In light of Toronto police officially deciding not to take part in this year's Pride Parade, that's my radio voice, the Toronto Sun spoke with former Conservative MPP, doesn't say governor, how did I even see that? Conservative MPP Phil Giles, who pushed for lettuce, guacamole, bacon, and tomato rights back in the 1980s. Here are his thoughts on the latest development. Okay, so here's what's going on. The police have decided they're not going to participate in the homosexual rights parade, gay pride parade. What is your first reaction? Oh, it's terrible. Okay, I'm paraphrasing, that's not what he said. What should happen next? Oh, I don't know. What would you like to see happen? Oh, I think we ought to do it again. Okay, that's the brief interpretation of this article. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Okay, so to get a full interpretation of what's going on here, we're going to go over to a sane website known as dailycaller.com. This is David Creighton, who is going to explain to us exactly what's going on in Toronto. Toronto police accede to Black Lives Matter gay pride demands. Okay, this is what's happening, I think. And we'll touch on a couple key bullet points in this article. He actually added Q to LGBTQ. Well, let me just kind of explain what I think's going on, then we'll touch on the bullet points. What's happening here is there's some infighting within the homosexual movement. And there's this little gay faction, and they're upset over something. And there's this Black Lives Matter faction within the gay community, and they're upset about something. Think of Christianity, and it has all these little denominations, and they're all fighting each other. You know, the Methodists fight the Baptists and whatever. Some of them are ecumenical, some of them aren't. But people tend to divide themselves into denominations, into groups. I think that's what's going on here, and it turns out that the Black Lives Matter is winning. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and read what, forgot his name already, David Creighton has to say for us. Toronto Police Chief Mark Saunders has acceded to demands from the local chapter of Black Lives Matter and agreed that the force will not participate in this year's Gay Pride Parade. In his explanation, Saunders referred to the divisions within the lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, and quiche organizers of the multi-million-dollar event. And he goes on to say, in his explanation, Saunders referred to divisions within the... Oh, I just read that. We understand the lettuce, guacamole, bacon, tomato, quiche communities are divided, he said in a statement. To enable those differences to be addressed, I have decided that the Toronto Police Service will not participate this year in the Pride Parade. Okay, let me clue you in on something, Mr. Officer in charge of police in Toronto. You shouldn't be participating in this thing in the first place. In fact, they shouldn't even be having a parade. This is a privileged class of people. Cultural Marxists pretend that they want equality, that diversity is our strength. And then they set up these little groups that have special protections. Special classes of people protected, like the spotted owl. Remember that? Okay, they have privileged status. Simply because one day they woke up and announced, think I'll be a homosexual. Well, maybe it wasn't quite that simple, but the point is, how do you tell if a person is or is not a member of the gay community? All they have to do is just announce it, and that's pretty much it. I mean, the black community, you can tell who they are because they're black. They got DNA to back it up. Virtually every other, okay, let's talk about women. You know who women are. You can tell them. But when it comes to the homosexual community, it's really more of a declaration of who you are. There's no, to my knowledge, there is no forensic science that validates whether a person is heterosexual or homosexual. The point being, this is a privileged class based upon declaration of who they are, and the police should not be acknowledging that. They shouldn't even be having their own parade. I mean, if they want to have a parade in somebody's backyard, who cares? It's private property. Okay, those divisions center on objections from Toronto's Black Lives Matter activists who want to minimize the presence of their sworn police enemies. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Last year's parade made more news than usual after BLM. Why do I always think of bowel movement when I see BLO? Because of the BM. Bacon, lettuce, mayonnaise protest. This is all about. It's all about submarine sandwiches when you get right down to it. After Black Lives Matter protested the presence of police and temporarily halted the event, it only resumed after the executive director of the Pride Toronto, Mathieu Chantilly, see how bad I am with French, agreed to BLM demands and included a future ban on police floats. What if somebody starts a fight? They're going to call the police? What if somebody gets robbed? They're going to call the police? It seems to me they want the police out of the parade. Do not come to our parade. Okay, we'll stay away. Well, what if you need law enforcement? Are they still going to call the cops? I think they should, because that's the role of the police. The cops should do that. But lending their support to a lifestyle that many people find offensive, I think is probably not a good idea. So that is the story. You've got this division within the gay community between the Black Lives Matter gays and the everybody else. And it turns out the Black Lives Matter guys are winning and the police are losing. And I kind of think behind the scenes the police are saying, geez, what a lucky break for us. Or no, they don't say they say a. All right, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to share it in social media. Look underneath the video. You see this little curly thing that says share. Click on that. You can share the video. Also in the lower right-hand corner, there's another button that says subscribe. It's there for the express purpose of inviting you to be a part of our YouTube channel. And what we do here is we defend Western culture against morons, otherwise known as Democrats, globalists, or left-wing lunatics. We defend Western culture. That's what we're all about, and we invite you to be a part of what we're doing here. Also, I want to mention that virtually every night, when I don't forget, at 6 o'clock, we turn on the live streaming, and sometimes we have some lively discussion. Sometimes you just see me sitting in the corner working, but always we have the chat room open, because this is kind of your time to participate, because you see there, you're sitting there watching me, and all you can do is leave a comment. Well, if you come to the chat session that starts at 6 o'clock each evening Eastern Time USA, then you can participate and interact with other people who are defending Western culture, and a few goofballs who want to come in and be trolls. So that's a fun thing to do. We just kind of have a little party, only we don't have any pizza. I mean, I'd buy pizza, but how am I going to get it to you? Send it to you by fax or email it to you? That's not going to work. So 6 o'clock every night, right here, you'll see the little button that says we're streaming, and typically I turn the stream on about 5 minutes early because it takes people time to get here. So you are invited to do that, and yep, you can hear me breathing again. I'm working on this microphone. You know, there's a thing called what do they call it? Soundgate, whatever, and you keep adjusting it and trying to get it so you don't hear the breathing sound, but then if you tune out the breathing sound, then you can't hear me talk at all. So you're going to hear that now and again. Sorry about the problem, but just keep focused on the, keep your eyes on the prize, so to speak. Oh, that's Jesse Jackson. Never mind. All right, let's go to the outro. And once again, if you've not yet subscribed, please do. Button, lower right-hand corner.
How to subscribe. Click subscribe. Click the bell. Check the box. Save.